What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? We are back again with another Sister Wives video, and this one is all about the most recent episode of season 17, episode 9. But before we get into it, let's start off by giving a big massive shout out to every single person that is a member of the channel, that is a member of Patreon, and that is a subscriber as we continue to grow. Now, also at the same time, do not forget though, ladies and gentlemen, Retro Madness, please go over there and subscribe. Link is down below in the description, and you already know, and if you don't know, we are covering past seasons of Sister Wives and more. So of course, if you want to see reactions to past seasons of Sister Wives, Retro Madness, link is down below. Head over there now, subscribe, come back here, finish this video, go back, then watch that video, like that video, make a comment. And with that being said, let's get into this week's episode of Sister Wives.
How they feel about things sometimes, and then sometimes I just find out. I'm just finding out from Truly that she still doesn't want to move.
I've grown up here in Flagstaff. I've gotten used to it by this point, so I'm gonna really miss it.
So we're leaving Flagstaff.
I mean, listen, at the end of the day, it is understandable, you know what I mean, for a child to not want to move. Because at the end of the day, if you're growing up in a certain location, your friends are there, your family's there, your father's there, everything's there, you know. You wouldn't really want to move further away from your friends or your brothers and sisters or your father or whatnot, you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, Trudy's still at a very young age, at the age where exploring and moving isn't really something that she's going to be caring to think about, unless of course she had a poor relationship with her siblings and her family and whatnot, but she doesn't. She obviously has a good one, and you know, moving away somewhere else a bit further and knowing that she's going to be seeing people a whole lot less, that's 100% always going to affect the child, you know what I mean? But I guess at the end of the day, what's happening is happening. But rest assured, of course, obviously, you know, she'll still be able to see her siblings and, you know, still be able to see her friends and all that kind of stuff. It's just a matter of not being as frequent as before, and also the matter of not being able to wake up knowing I can just walk to my friends or get the bus or whatever it could be, of how she'd normally, you know, either go and see her siblings or friends or whatever, you know what I mean? So I can understand how that can be challenging for a child, for sure. But anyway, we continue.
Really miss it.
So we're leaving Flagstaff. We're moving away from her dad and from her other moms and siblings, but we're moving towards family as well. Because in Utah, we'll be living, I don't know, right in between Aspen and McKelty. Moving's really difficult. I'm changing everything in her life, but I firmly believe I'm moving her to better.
I mean, listen, at the end of the day, you know, when we talk about she firmly believes that she's moving into somewhere that's better. I mean, listen, arguably yes, because obviously, you know, mommy is going to be in a better headspace, going to be in a positive headspace, and I feel like, you know, the energy that parents can give off, you know, can definitely affect children. And I think if a parent is giving off better energy, then it can definitely affect the child in a good way, you know, in the long run. May not necessarily at the beginning, depending on the child, but I think but truly it's something that she's going to be able to pick up earlier on, which can be absolutely fantastic, you know, rather than Christine stay where she's at and not be happy, because again, that negative vibe can definitely affect a child. So the right choices are being made, but of course they are going to be tough, you know what I mean? But anyway, it's always about thinking about the further picture, you know what I mean? The longer run. Dig what I'm saying? I don't even know this camera's freaking dodgy. Suppose I'm wearing grey, isn't it? Anyway, let's continue.
I think it's hard for a kid to not be able to see a functional relationship between their parents. As a family, the last time that we got gathered was at my graduation, and that was 2 months ago. But mom and dad are also separated, so that would make sense that that'd be the last time that we were family, and we pray that.
I think that is so insane though. Like 2 months ago was the last time they had a family gathering, you know what I mean? Like, and the crazy thing is, even the family gathering stuff in particular, it wouldn't have necessarily been like an amazing one, because there still would have been tension running high with just the wives, you know, because of course none of them apart from Robyn is in love with Kody anymore, you know, or Cody's not in love with any of them apart from Robyn, you know what I mean? So yeah, and also, you know, there is the drift of some of the children, you know, not being a fan of Kody and XYZ. So that would have been a very interesting one, but it's a shame because right now, obviously on Retro Madness, where we are covering season 2, we get a whole different dynamic of how they used to be as a family, you know? And that's one thing that I really enjoy right now about doing the retro reactions to past seasons that I actually haven't seen, you know? And, you know, in season 2 right now, we're at that stage where the family are coming together based on the fact that they are being investigated for having a polygamous relationship, do you know what I mean? And even in season 1, you see obviously how much there was such a union. And even in season 2, the very beginning, you know, there is the family meeting of how the kids are going to handle going into public school. Now the family's been put out in the public as polygamists and all that kind of stuff, you know. And it's crazy how much of a team they all was at the time, and how Robyn was always trying to Robyn was always working to become as equal as the other wives as well, do you know what I mean? Which was a nice thing to see. But then obviously now we're looking at it, and the separations and everything is just so different, so you know what I mean. But anyway, head over to Retro Madness to catch every single episode that I've reacted so far of Sister Wives and other stuff as well. You know what I mean. But of course, we keep going on that channel. Like, we're gonna keep going until we basically get to where we are now. Yeah. But anyway, let's continue this one.
I obviously have been very emotional. Everything was changing, and then like mom and dad's divorce, so I think the past year has been really hard emotionally, and so she's been going through a hard time, and I think that, well, I also have, obviously. However, I think that she depended on me, not that it's a bad thing, but I think that she depended on me, so I think it got quite heavy in the house, and it got very emotional. When she was going through it, she saw it out in me. I think it's hard for a young kid to see their mom in such a sad state, because the last year was really hard. It was really hard living at home last year. I don't know, we're gonna see each other. She was so,
you know, and it's crazy because, you know, this goes back to what I was saying before about, you know, how a parent is, how they behave. It's something that a child can definitely pick up on, you know, and this is evident of it, you know what I mean, that it's being picked up on, you know, and it's important to notice that it's been picked up on, because if you don't pick up that, if you can't pick up as a parent that your children are picking up on it, then that's a problem, you know what I mean. Like, just think about that, process that. But anyway, we continue.
so cute. I said, you know, I want to come out next month and see you. And she goes, no. She goes, we have to wait. She goes, if you come next month, I'm going to go back with you, and I'm not going to stay here. She's like, the thing is I think it's going to make it harder if we see each other a lot. So I think our best bet is Christmas.
Man, the power of a divorce, the power of a breakup, like, you know, it's just mad, isn't it? But anyway, continue.
Oh my God. But my family is kind of weird right now. And relationships are weird. I don't have those kind of relationships with people in my family right now. So, this is my BFF, Jen. She lived in Las Vegas when we lived there, and then I left Las Vegas. She left. Jen basically knows everything about my life. I mean, she basically knows everything about my situation with Kody. She was the one person that I could 100% trust during that whole catfishing situation years ago. She really earned my trust.
It's crazy because that catfish situation, obviously that's a season that I haven't seen yet, you know what I mean? Obviously I don't know what season it is, because obviously right now we're on season 2. I mean, I've seen season 1, something that I have covered on this channel previously. But obviously now I'm doing season 2, of course, on RetroMADNESS, right? And I'm actually looking forward to whichever season it is, because I really want to find out how the whole catfishing went down, you know? I've always heard about it, but I think it's different to obviously finally watch it and see exactly how it went down. So I'm just putting that down. I'm very intrigued to see how that actually went down. But anyway, we continue, you know what I mean?
During that time. Jen moved from Oregon, was on her way to Texas, stopped here for the summer, needed a place to stay for the summer. So yeah, so we decided that we would stay for the summer, and I would help on the B&B, and the kids fell in love with it, and I kind of fell in love with it too. So at this point, I've been driving back and forth a lot between Flagstaff and Parowan. My mom passed away a few months ago, and I've been like, I don't know what to do with this place. Like, her coming and staying and managing the inn for me is really going to take a lot off of my plate. I will probably be actually still traveling back and forth quite a bit just because I want to be around her. And she's really nice to the guests too, most of them, yeah.
I do know Jen. Yeah, she's just very, very loyal to Mary. I don't know if she's given her good advice or not, because I don't know. I'm sure that it's very helpful for Mary to have a close friend outside the family. Mary's relationship with the family is a strained one. There's a whole history of struggle, you know, from the very beginnings. And so she needs a relationship outside of her sister wives, for sure.
And you know, it's crazy though, because just to add on to that, we've always spoken about how Mary's kind of like, she's like the first wife, but the forgotten wife, you know? And, you know, it's crazy because right now, Mary seems to be on the same side as Robyn, you know, in terms of the fact that they're both disappointed and upset with Christine for leaving and Christine breaking the family. But the thing is, though, I would never understand Mary's standpoint, to be fair with you, not even in a relationship, just in life. Because a lot of it just doesn't make any sense, because, you know, she was the first wife who, you know, ended up becoming the first wife to also, well, I believe she was the first wife that Kody then even first fell out of love with as well, which would make sense because she was the first wife, you know what I mean? But Mary as a person will just never make any sense, to be honest with you. But I guess when I get to the catfishing season, maybe things will make a bit more sense, you know. But she's very hard for me to really, pinpoint who the frick is Mary, man. You know, like it's a challenging one, don't you think? But yeah, we continue.
She needs a relationship outside of her sister wives, for sure.
So for those of you who know Fridays with Friends, you're totally going to appreciate Sundays with Sister Wives. She is not my sister wife. She needs to remain my BFF. Wait, does that mean you can't be a sister wife and a BFF? Sorry, Robyn. That's not what I meant. You know, this is...
It's interesting, isn't it, how in this little scene stuff in particular, she only mentioned Robyn as a sister wife. There was no Janelle. I mean, I can understand her not mentioning Christine because Christine isn't that anymore, but didn't even mention Janelle. I guess this is what everyone's talking about right now, the division between Janelle and Robyn versus no, Janelle and Christine versus Robyn and Meri. Like it's very interesting, and it's crazy because so far in this episode as well, Christine has moved closer to Janelle's kids. You know what I mean? And these are kids that she's got a very good relationship with as well. Very interesting, very interesting. But hey, we continue.
You know, the sister-wife relationship is pretty complicated. You have to work really hard at it for it to be a good one. You know, there are fewer, but there are a few that kind of seem like they're best buddies, they're best friends. And it's always this thing that the rest of us look at like, oh, I want that kind of a thing.
We've been sister wives.
We've been sister wives.
Thick and thin. Yeah, through the thick and thin.
So after Kody and Janelle got married, Kody's dad married Janelle's mom. They tell stories about how it was kind of difficult and hard at first, but through the years, they figured their stuff out. That's the ultimate goal. If you're not in a decent sister-wife relationship, then, you know, hopefully you can kind of work through whatever, and then when you're older, kind of a thing. Like,
correct me if I'm wrong, but that sounds like shots fired, you know, because obviously Christine's leaving, and obviously there's now also the tension with Janelle as well, okay, give or take. And it's interesting because obviously, you know, literally that scene they did a flashback on of Kody's mum and Janelle's mum. Literally, we covered that episode. I think that was like episode 2 of season 2. We literally just covered that episode as well. And it's interesting because she's used exactly what they said back then. It's crazy because it's a good thing it's fresh to her mind. They did speak about the fact that they didn't like each other to begin with, or at least Kody's mum didn't like Janelle's mum to begin with. You see what I'm saying? But after years, they realized that their differences is what could make the relationship even better, because I know that he can give him that, I know she can give him this, so let's balance it out. And then in the end, they became very good friends, you know what I mean? Or best friends, if anything, as well as sister wives, right? Which was fantastic. So obviously, Robyn bringing this back into the picture now is her basically saying that how it was obviously in the last episode she did speak about like Christine giving up or whatever, like you just don't give up a family or whatever she said, right? And now we're in this one here in this episode, and she's basically just coming in with the subliminals again, just being like, yo, like, you shouldn't be giving up on the sister wives. You know, I don't think Robyn's even talking about the point of view of giving up on Kody and not being with Kody. It's more of like you're giving up on the rest of us. Like, you know, we're meant to be a family, we're meant to be friends, we're meant to be close, you know? So it's interesting, Robyn's take on what she's saying right now. She's definitely going for subliminal or throwing a lot of shade towards Christine for leaving. And I'll say probably a little bit to Janelle too, because she's obviously brought in Janelle's mother into the conversation. And obviously Janelle is obviously siding with Christine's decision at this moment in time. So it's interesting. It is interesting, but has as much as it worked in the past for Kody's mom and Janelle's mom, it doesn't mean it's gonna work now, because yeah, I mean, to be fair, they were just 2 in this situation. Kody's got four wives. Well, he had 4 wives. You know what I mean? So it's gonna be. I can imagine it being harder when there's 4 wives rather than there's 2 wives. So I think that's something that Robyn needs to take into accountability. But she doesn't care about that. She just wants to throw jabs at the fact that Christine's breaking up the family.
literally, when mom died, she dropped everything and she's like, hey, I'll be there. Like, no question. She just came. I was there to be there for her so that she could focus on what she needed to focus on, and I could handle whatever needed to be handled. And she did. She took some days off from her job. You know, she had her husband take care of the kids. She just left. Like, she got on a plane and she came down. It didn't matter that there was COVID. It didn't matter that I was like hundreds of miles away from northern Oregon to Utah. It did not matter. I mattered. And it feels good to matter to somebody.
Damn, it feels good to matter to somebody. And you know what though, if you're looking into her face as well, like just the sadness as well, the way she said that as well, she said that from a place of like a better place of something. I can't think of the word, but yeah, damn man, I felt that. I felt it, you know what I mean? But we continue.
I'll bring her back. He can also come visit her. Every time I come into town, he can have her come over and spend time with him. But I don't know. We haven't seen him since we got back. He hasn't been over since we got back. We've been back for 3 days. So I don't know. I don't care. He has 2.5 weeks to move Gwendolyn with.
Kody, where are you, boy? Where are you? I mean, she's made a fair point that they've been back for 3 days and he hasn't made an effort to come and see his own daughter.
Without him, all of it. And I'm like, dude, life is passing you by. We're leaving.
I don't want to go over to Christine's house, but I don't have a place for Truly. I don't. My bedrooms are full. We got to make some kind of arrangement. It doesn't have anything to do with me not wanting to see Truly. It's really more about just struggling to be around Christine.
That is some bull crap. Like, you struggling to be around Christine isn't a factor. That doesn't matter. You being able to see your child before she moves further away is what matters. Forget about. It's always about him. I'm struggling to be around Christine. Nobody cares about what you're struggling to be, who you're struggling to be around. So selfish, man. So bloody selfish. It's crazy because KODY wasn't like this before, you know what I mean? Like, damn.
Mess right now.
Hello. I still have a lot of emotions about this whole situation. I feel angry, and I feel a little betrayed, and I feel like I understand where she's coming from. And I also know that anger is a secondary emotion. I'm hurt. You know, I'm hurt that she doesn't see value enough in our family.
Raw. She doesn't see value enough in our family. That is a bold thing to say. Damn. Like, but can't she see value in herself, in her own life? Can't she have, you know, her own this I mean, it shouldn't be about not seeing the value in the family. It should be about seeing value in yourself, your own value, your own self-worth. Christine just came to her own self-worth. Damn, man, that right there, strong mofo freaking statement.
I'm angry about Christine leaving the family. I'm angry that she's moving to Utah. I'm angry that she's trying to sell the house. I'm angry that she moved my stuff out. I'm angry that she asked me to leave. I'm angry about a lot of things.
So you guys can tell by the yard sign outside that I put the house on the market. And it is now in contract.
Yay!
I accept the offer.
Good.
It's
I was a little worried about, because the market it slows down in the fall.
Why is Janelle saying yay? I don't get her thinking.
So I started looking for a house in Utah immediately. Found a house. And I am moving next week. I don't know, it felt like I just got pushed out of an airplane. And I wasn't ready. I know it's all fast. It all happened yesterday. We've been looking for about 3 days.
It's just one of those things where I'm just like, there's nothing I can do here. You know, I'm not going to express my undying love for her. Please come back, because I don't even like her right now.
Like, there's
I'm not gonna express my undying love for her right now because I don't even like her right now. So you do love her then? That's a bit odd, isn't it? We haven't seen you show her love in a minute. But hey, it's okay, man. He doesn't want to show his undying love for her right now because he doesn't like her right now. That is such a stupid thing to say.
really nothing for me to say. What am I supposed to say? Congratulations, you're leaving the family? Congratulations, you're leaving the family. Like, I don't know what I'm supposed to say to this. I don't feel jealous of Christine that she's leaving, and I can't, because I can do whatever I want. My strength is sticking around and seeing if KODY would be willing to work on a relationship. So I leave that door open, but I'm not pining away for it.
I was truly thinking, I mean, like, when she first met.
This question is only for people who are actually in a polygamous relationship, okay? Would you still be holding your door open? Well, one, would you still be, if you was married, would you still be in the relationship? And two, if you are you really going to be holding out for that door? I want to know, because I feel like only people that are in a polygamous relationship will maybe understand more her point of view, you know, where or her stance or her mindset. Someone like myself, you know, who's never been in a polygamous relationship, I don't think we will understand where she's actually coming from, because I will flat out sit here and say to you, what the hell are you talking about? You know, so I'm curious if anyone can relate to what she's talking about, well, what she said.
Found out she was really frustrated that we were moving, really upset we were moving, and then
She was more upset about moving than about Christine and I being divorced. When Christine first told Truly we were getting divorced, Truly was very upset. Whatever happened, she felt different about it by the time I talked to her about it. What did Christine do that made Truly go, oh, this divorce is okay? Like, what kid is okay with their parents getting a divorce?
after I told Truly we were divorced, I called KODY immediately. I said, you might want to come over and talk to her. Truly actually talked mostly to Isabel and Aspen about me getting divorced. She really didn't talk to me that much about it for the rest of the day until KODY talked to her.
I was sitting there talking with Truly, and she's like, well, you and Mom are divorced. I'm like, okay. I didn't realize. It was a little bit news to me
How is it news to you?
that we're just divorced.
Oh.
We never made an official agreement. We never signed a paper. We never agreed. We never went to our church leaders and said, hey, we're divorced. Or we want a divorce. You know, would they even allow us a divorce? All of a sudden, it just sank into me that she's just like, I'm leaving, so we're divorced.
Usually, our church would say you're divorced. You have to go ask for a divorce.
Yeah.
You have to get paperwork. You have to get approval. You have to prove that the marriage is broken.
Christine just saying I'm divorced is sort of invalidating our beliefs. We're spiritually married to KODY by our church.
That's crazy though, man. That is a fair point. It's a fair point, you know. If that's how it's supposed to be, you know, and the church hasn't said anything, maybe even has been made unaware, I can understand the standpoint. You know what I mean? Like, so, you know, I mean, Christine's basically messed up in that situation, hasn't she? Then, You know, always make sure you go through all the channels first before you announce it. You know what I mean? But hey, we continue. But then again, though, I understand that Christine knows that she's leaving, she's not coming back. But I think it's just principle, isn't it, and respect to the religion and whatnot.
If we want a divorce, then we have to go get their approval. Usually they require counseling. Usually they require lots and lots of like meetings. You know, and technically, from my understanding, until Christine is physical with another man, she's not divorced. But I don't know. You know, as far
Rah, so Christine's basically skipped like a whole lot of steps. So basically, even their divorce is still like, I guess, a divorce other people go through, you know, when, I know getting divorced sometimes you still have to go to court, you have to do, all this, you know what I mean, all that kind of stuff. So, interesting. So that means that right now, though, in present time, are they still together, like married? Have they actually been announced divorced yet, though? That's what I want to know by the actual church. That is the killer question.
As far as I know, it's just that your divorce has to be recognized. But Christine has left the faith, so she says it'll be between her and God. And I'm like, okay, because the rules don't apply to her anymore if she's not in the faith. I was 19 when my mom left my dad and left the plural family.
That is a fair point. If she's no longer part of the faith, no. I don't think it should matter whether she's still part of the faith or not, because she still got married based on the faith. So even if you leave it, you still have to, you know what I mean? Like, no, I don't think that really matters. To be fair, I feel like that sounds like a cheeky loophole that doesn't exist. I don't know. Somebody let me know.
Got a legal divorce because she was legally married to my dad, and then she just left our church. So since I don't have any legal contract that binds me with Kody, there was no legal process that we've had to go through. Neither of us are part of that religion anymore. So me just saying I'm divorced, I don't see the problem in that at all.
Whoa, so neither one of them are actually part of that religion anymore. Okay, well that's a whole different that has changed everything. If that's the case, then then why bring it up then? Like Robyn. Oh damn.
The closure that she's saying that she gets is that she just decides, and he just kind of goes along with it. So I don't know. Like, Kody and I are in this situation. We're not legally married. I want to work on the relationship, but Kody has basically said that he doesn't. Does that mean we're just not married anymore? That's not how I consider it. I feel like we're still married.
I don't really consider myself married to Mary. If she wanted to move on and marry another, she wouldn't get an argument with me. I don't believe that we can ever be functional. And I don't believe that I will ever be emotionally safe with her. The difference between me and Christine and me and Mary is that Mary and I have been unraveling our relationship for years. Christine found out that she would never be happy married to me, but her leaving was so sudden that it wasn't unraveled for me. It was like I was being kicked to the curb. And that was the difference. It's like, wait a second, you can't do this to me. I guess.
You know, for a second, I was like, okay, I vibe what you're saying right now. I vibe what you're saying right now. I want to kind of understand and be on your level. But then he was like, but you can't do this to me. At that point, I was like, you know what? Never mind. You've lost me again. What do you mean you can't do this to me? So that's oh man, what Christine's doing isn't in spite of you. It's for the benefit of herself. Meanwhile, Mary will still have her door open for Kody.
In some ways, I'm just sorry we dragged it out so long.
I'm not. Because
Really?
I feel like everything that you guys did proved whatever, that you really did put everything into it that you could. And I think it was really important because the biggest thing that we have all produced is this cohesive group of kids.
They're not cohesive. Mariah is not fitting in well with the family. Peyton is not fitting in well with the family. Peyton, Aurora, Brianna, they don't fit in well with the rest of the family. 3 of Janelle's kids are close to 3 of Christine's, and that's really it.
I think there's a lot of potential that they will be through their whole lives. I think those years were valuable to have those kids be home and have a nuclear family. So Kody is a little bit myopic. He sees everything from this perspective of Robyn and her kids. And they have this really weird perception that her kids have been so slighted. You know, I don't know why. I don't know why. Because I see the kids interact at holidays. Everything seems fine. So I'm not quite sure why they perceive that there's this shunning or something. It's really weird.
I mean, listen, for the many years that they've been married, well, the many years that Robyn's been a part of the family, like, it would be worrying if you're telling me after all this time these kids still aren't XYZ. So yeah, I call complete BS on that one. Yeah, Kody's chatting nonsense, and Robyn is too if she supports that, because that can't be the case. But if it is the case, well, I'm gonna blame Robyn and Kody for not integrating them properly together. But again, I don't think that's true. I mean, based on the most current season that I'm reviewing right now, season 2, it seems to me as if the kids are all getting along together. So that's just BS.
Really don't know what life is going to bring, because we're not functioning as a family anymore. We haven't for a really, really long time. It's not just Kody and Christine's relationship that has been an issue. Like, there's a lot of fractures, and if people, aren't going to work on it, then like this is the way of our family.
Ooh. So is this Meri putting it out there that if Christine's going to leave, well, then this is now going to potentially have a domino effect? Interesting. More will follow. Maybe it will end up being just Robyn and Kody in the end.
Leaving. Madison's my daughter with Janelle, and because I'd heard this rumor mill going on, I asked her, I questioned her, and she told me, yeah, Christine's been talking about leaving for a long time.
Okay, what you need to know is when you hear things through the grapevine, there's a whole other conversation that you don't get. When you hear things through the grapevine, you should maybe address the source. Because they asked me, why are you staying? Why don't you just leave? They asked me.
Christine has been talking about leaving me for longer than I have known, much longer.
But to be fair though, Christine, if the only way the kids would want to ask you that question would be because of something that you've said. So she can't say come to the source. She can, but like I said before, kids are only going to ask you that if there's something that you've been saying. So to be fair with you, Kody has got a point in the fact that the kids knew before he did, and he had to hear it through them because Christine had been talking about it. Obviously, the kids have asked Christine the question because she had been talking about it. So Christine doesn't really have a leg to stand on in this matter, if you ask me. But yeah, we continue.
COVID may have changed things, but I was always here. I was always involved. Why would my children be trying to talk her into leaving me unless she was telling them that she was in a loveless marriage?
It doesn't matter.
It does matter.
Okay, well, I don't want to throw them under the bus. But they asked me, why stay? Why stay?
Cody, I don't know if it matters.
Your kids. Several of your kids. Is that what you want to hear? Several of your kids.
Why were they asking that?
They saw how things were in our family. They saw how separate we've been Flagstaff.
But that's the family group. That's the culture, not the individual relationships.
They also saw that Kody and I have been struggling for a long time. The kids were like, it looked like in Vegas that you and Dad weren't really close anymore. And in
listen, I'm calling BS on Christine. I'm not gonna lie to you because the fact is though, the kids could say that about Kody and Meri, Kody and Janelle. You can't tell me that these kids only decided to question only you, Christine, about the distance between you and Daddy, because the distance has been far worse with him and Meri. Yeah, I call BS on that one. I don't know what's going on here, but I call BS.
Vegas? Okay, that's a lie.
Okay, well.
Because I remember the conversations. I remember what was going on. I remember Janelle and Kody making their relationship better than it ever had been. I remember him talking with you. I remember you guys having fun dates and hearing about that and seeing you guys' relationship. So either you guys were faking it in front of me. I don't know.
I don't know exactly why she's saying I'm lying. Kody and I did struggle in Vegas, and my kids did see it.
She's sitting here saying that everybody's relationships were struggling in Las Vegas and we didn't have what we had and that, Kody and I were the only ones that were okay. That's not true. So you can't say that this is just like, it was all a big fat lie. Let's just be honest about where it was at and that it wasn't just Kody and I.
I'm pretty sure Robyn maybe misunderstood something that Christine said. It sounded to me like she was quoting questions that she had been asked. And I think Robyn took it that it was just about her and Kody.
We were trying to make it work in Vegas. We were really trying.
I've been aware that there's been problems for a long time. Well,
I
had no idea. I did not know.
Do you know what? This is the weirdest interchange because I've seen that Christine and Kody have been in a really bad spot for a long time. But it almost feels like they're trying to invalidate Christine. Just tell her that she's being crazy and she's doing this on a whim. And it's the weirdest thing to me to watch this.
As weird as it may be to watch or whatever, my point of view is just that it's odd that it's only Kody and Christine's relationship that's being penalized. Why is Kody and Meri's relationship also not being penalized? But this is where the issue is. Because Christine's leaving and Meri isn't, this is what makes it harder and makes it look worse on Christine. Because her relationship with Kody has not been as bad as his relationship with Meri. Kody said it himself. But Meri is still sticking around. So therefore, Christine leaving is obviously going to frustrate some of the wives. Or Robyn, should I say, whatever, right? Because of the principles, I guess, or whatever. So I understand it from that point of view, But at the same time, though, I still don't agree with the point of view that the kids were questioning this and that. And that's what, this is how this all became a bit of a madness. Because again, it's the same thing with Meri. Meri has to put in that conversation regardless. It can't be avoided. But maybe I'm missing something too.
And then we've had so many more realistic conversations that happened last year between Kody and I.
And you guys don't talk though. You guys don't communicate. You guys don't communicate very well at all though. So I don't really see how that could be even legitimate.
Robyn's not having none of it. She's like, no, don't do that. You're lying. No. You two don't communicate like that.
Communicated better the last 6 months.
Really?
Don't you think so?
No, not at all.
Oh.
please stop staying here. Your stuff is out. I'm leaving. We're breaking up. It's all been in her court. She has just had control of everything over that. It's made her feel powerful, so she feels like she's communicating.
I think we tried. It's not that we didn't
Okay,
try.
that's fine. Okay, whatever, that's your guys' relationship, but don't lump all the other relationships in with it.
I'm not trying to. I don't understand why you think
Because you were
we're
saying
trying
the only relationship that was going okay was mine and Cody's, and
I
that's
never
not
said
true.
that.
You did say that. You said in Vegas, the only people that were close was us.
I didn't say that.
Then what did you say?
I don't know. But I did not say that the only relationship in Vegas that was good was you guys.
I mean, Christine, you can't really say you don't know what you said. You kind of have to say, you have to remember what you said, because you got to really clarify it for Robyn over here. And to be fair, I want to know what you said too as well. Because, you know, like, did I miss it too? Like, nah, you need to remember that. Remember it. It's the only way Robyn's going to be quiet.
Okay, that's what I heard,
Didn't say
and that's why I'm
that.
getting
Oh,
That's
frustrated.
what you were saying about Janelle and I having
Yes.
no big.
No,
I
I didn't.
know at least a little. I don't know everything, of course, but I know what the relationship was between you and Mary. I know that you and Cody were in such a good place in Vegas.
Yeah, I don't really like being pulled into this and using my relationship as an example as ammunition against Christine. And I'm like, whoa, and I'm sitting here wanting to say something, but I don't know what to say.
Okay, I'm sorry if that was ever.
Okay.
I never meant that in Vegas. Cody and I were struggling in Vegas.
I must have gotten confused because I do not know how I got that out of what she said.
We've been 12 years public, 11 years public, trying to convince the world that we have something legitimate. We worked so hard, begging the public to accept our marriage, our family. And in a moment, she decides we're divorced, and it feels like it delegitimizes everything I've worked for.
I mean, it does, but it doesn't. It does in terms of you have worked so hard, but at the same time, you got to look at the doors you've opened since then. You know, Seeking Sister Wives is now a TV show as well. You know what I mean? So you have definitely opened doors for a lot of other people, you know, to be open and whatnot. So I wouldn't say that it's something that ruins everything that you work for. But at the same time, humanity will understand, or should understand, that sometimes in life you have to break up. Sometimes in life you have to walk away. Even if people sit and say, oh, you know, it was always going to happen because having too many wives just isn't ideal, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't matter what people are going to say. You're human beings at the end of the day, Cody. Like, a breakup is possible at any given time. So, yeah, I wouldn't, nah. You're moving a bit too mad now. Come on.
For so long.
When I chose to leave Cody, I knew I would be open publicly about it. And this was a decision that I was making that other people would know. And it wasn't a private decision. And one of the things that I was concerned about was, would I be considered fraud? Would I be considered a liar? I know without a doubt, I have tried for years to make this work. I have a clear conscience, knowing that I gave it my best. If people want to look at me and think otherwise, okay, I can't do anything about that. Being a mom is my most important thing. But I couldn't, with a clear conscience, stay married to someone who had favorites and made it very known. Someone who's breaking my kids' hearts. I needed to stand with them instead. And I wanted to do it for them.
Listen, man, listen, at the end of the day, you know, I don't blame you for wanting to walk away. I definitely won't be judging you for wanting to walk away, you know what I mean? And definitely wouldn't be calling you a freaking fraud or anything like that. At the end of the day, you are a human being, you have feelings, and you decided to walk away. And you know what? Congratulations. It takes balls for a lot of people to walk away from any type of relationship. And the fact that you did it is respect. Simple as 1, 2, 3, you know what I mean? I hold no judgment for you wanting to walk away and better yourself. It's something that everybody should want to do for themselves. But hey, man, listen, that is this week's episode of Sister Wives. You know, I mean, season 17, episode 9. But of course, remember, guys, we are doing currently at this moment in time season 2 of Sister Wives on Retro Madness. Link is down below in the description. Hope to see you guys over there as well as we continue to power through all the seasons of Sister Wives, of course, you know, I've never seen before. But anyway, thank you so much for your time. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and peace.